What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We're here for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the Brett man's over there. We have our pal Destiny with us underneath us. We're talking Scream today. Not too long ago, we did a prediction video, the three of us together, for Scream 5. Scream 5 has since come and gone. Now we're going to be talking about those predictions we made, seeing if we were right, and we're also going to be talking some early thoughts on Scream 6 and the franchise as a whole going forward. We're excited about it. Just be aware we are going to be talking spoilers from Scream 5 pretty heavily here. So if you haven't seen that, don't watch this video unless you just don't care. But guys, how are y'all doing today?
Yeah, let me put that spoiler alert real quick. Yeah, spoiler if you've not seen Scream 5. But it's about over a month now. So I feel like most people should have already seen Scream 5. But if not, just in case, this is your warning on spoilers. But yeah, how's everybody's day today? Destiny, how was yours?
It was pretty good so far. Kind of boring, not gonna lie.
It's about to get exciting though. It's about to get exciting though. We're doing Scream time.
Oh yeah. So like the last big Scream discussion here on Good Real Hunting, because we have just scream as loud as we can. Now our throats are a little sore, so we need to take a break on it. As sad as it is, but Destiny, we're waiting for people to get in here. Just a little time. You saw Scream 5 for the second time lately. How was that experience? And did you find all the things that you missed the first time?
Yeah, it was great to watch it again. I was so happy I got to because I didn't think I was going to be able to see it again before it left theaters. And I got to go with my friend Maddie, and it was her first time watch, and so my second time. So it was cool to experience it with someone who hasn't watched it because like I knew where everything was. So it was kind of cool to experience that with her. It was a lot of fun. There was only one thing that I did not see because it went by so fast, and apparently whenever Dewey goes to text Gail, you see Kirby, like recently they had texted. That's what I heard. So I didn't get to see that because it was literally gone so fast. But everything else I did get to see. So I was really excited. I heard Drew Barrymore's voice. Like as soon as it came on, I was like, yes, that is Drew Barrymore. So like I actually got to point out these little things. I was like, cool. I'm really happy that they were there and people weren't just lying, I guess.
That's badass.
And that's awesome. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
I was just gonna say, since I don't think we've had you on since, at least not all of us. So what tell us what do you think of the movie overall, and where do you have it kind of roughly in the franchise?
Overall, I loved it. I walked out feeling so happy because I got to see my first new Scream movie in theaters. Favorite movie, favorite franchise. So it was pretty great. I really thought it was cool for me seeing this one because it had Billy in it. And so even though it was just like a hallucination, I still got to see one of the original killers on screen. So I was like, that's fucking cool. Kind of weird, but cool. Didn't mind it too much. And I loved it. I laughed, I cried, I almost threw up. So overall, it was a really good experience. Oh, and I have it ranked third right now after the first one and the part 3. And then I have Scream 5. So
part 3.
Yeah, part 3
nice.
is my favorite.
She's a big part 3 fan.
I am. I love it so much. So
yeah, and for like 1 out of 5, like for a rating, what would you do? Scream 5.
I think I gave it a 4.5. I want to say maybe 4.5. Like, but I'm probably leaning more towards 4.5 because it was just such a great movie experience for me. So I think it gets like a little ledge for it.
Yeah, and I love how like theaters like help with the experience of movies, especially like for Scream 5 and for Halloween and all that for you. So that's just so awesome, and I'm glad you got to experience that for the first time lately. But you only get to enjoy it for so much because we got Scream 6. We got all that brand news, and we're going to get to that eventually here. But we figured real quickly we go over our Scream 5 predictions. But before we do that, let's say who is in the chat here. If my mouse wants to cooperate, it never does.
I know my predictions are going to be a nightmare, dude. I remember we talked about it, man. I had Gail coming in. Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Yeah, so I was laughing when I was putting in the results for Brad's here. Heather, what's going on?
I went big.
You did.
got Heather, we got Brandon, we got Chris, Snyder, we got Kyle from Fleet Lives. Who else we got? Oh, Entertainment Wizard. What's going on? It's ranked 5th for me. Not happy how they handled Dewey's end. Yeah, I can see that, but as Amber stated in Scream 5, it's about raising the stakes and how big of a stakes that to raise it by killing off Dewey, and plus it was just time too. I know it's sad because we all love Dewey, but I felt like it was time.
Yeah, I think we all called it too. I mean, we said that going in. That was the one thing unanimously we all put down in our last prediction video, is that Dewey was practically a dead man walking, dude. Like, it was going down. He was going down.
Oh, and Heather, I am so sorry. I wish I would have read that real quickly. This is spoiler territory, Heather, so I don't blame you if you don't want to stay in the chat for long. But if you do, absolutely fantastic. But again, we do not blame you, because Scream 5, that is one of these things for the Scream franchise you do not want spoiled. So
Dewey, did we say Dewey? We meant Doofy. We're talking Scream. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, he came back and
oh my god, Doofy was the killer. I haven't seen it yet.
Wait, Shipwreck? God, sorry, I'm in a scary movie mode too, because right after this stream, I'll be over on Fauci's stream where we'll be watching Scary Movie for a watch party. So I'm like all ready for Scary Movie later.
That's gonna be fun.
So, we also got Danner Bobanner here. Scream 2022 over Halloween 2018, but then again, that's a low bar. Howdy.
Yeah. You know what? Like, I agree. Like, I definitely better than Kills. Me and Brett did a video on this. It's kind of, I mean, it's a pretty good comparison. I think I still like Halloween 2018 more, but man, Scream 22, it came in pretty strong too. I mean, it's right up there with it. They're neck and neck. Same rating for me.
Yeah, Destiny, thoughts on that? Which one do you have?
Scream. I'll probably choose any Scream movie over any Halloween movie. So, you
got Kills over Scream though, right?
For sure. That's my only exception, actually.
Cool. Right.
Halloween Kills over the original Scream. So
yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Easy decision.
What in the hell are you all just... I need whatever you all are having right now, but we're going to move on. Tyrese, what's going on, my friend? And
welcome to the party.
Hello. Donita Brown, what is going on? Welcome to Good Real Hunting in our chat. We are glad that you are here, and just make her feel welcome. We love having on new guests on our channel.
Yeah, Donita, welcome to the party.
Brad, that's not your line. You usually say, welcome to the party, pal.
Well,
or in this case, gal, but...
Well, yeah, but it was most of the line. I just took off the end. It's not a big deal.
I know. I'm always tough on you. But right before we get into predictions, we just say hello to the chat. We also want to thank our listeners on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you are listening, we appreciate all your support as well. So I say let's get into these Scream 5 predictions. So chat, I will not be able to see you all here for a minute, so talk amongst yourselves. Our first prediction we have here was Selena Gomez going to be in this movie, and N's going to be for no, and Y is going to be for yes. So I'm pretty sure y'all didn't need any explanation of that, but just in case. So our final answer, Destiny was the only one that got that prediction right.
Now, wait a damn minute. Did I actually say yes for this? What was I smoking? Every time we do this, I'm so surprised by my own predictions. I can't even.
Oh my gosh!
Honestly, though.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I'm a little ashamed. Like, even though I like Selena Gomez, so I was hopeful.
That's so funny because I think I was the only one that mentioned it in our first one, and so because I'm the only one that really was like against it for this one, I'm sorry. I played y'all really.
You threw me off because I think you said something about she was in the area, like she was like, or whatever. I was like, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But
it was on the internet, so it has to be true.
Exactly. Yeah. I saw it on Twitter, so it wasn't reliable.
Damn you, Twitter.
What was I thinking, dude?
Well, here's what I wasn't thinking, because my heart played a major influence on this particular Kirby Reed, and yes, again, I know her being mentioned was confirmed, but this is more like if we actually got to see her, like physical form, like her popping up and kicking ass and all that. Unfortunately, I was wrong, but you two are right. So, dadgummit. But we did see her picture, but I was a happy camper of her being confirmed alive. So, I'm a happy camper.
Definitely. As long as she's alive, that's awesome.
And it opens up the door for our next topic when we're done with this, of a possible return,
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely get to some more Kirby talk here in a little bit for the feature the Scream franchise. And we'll also be talking about this particular dude right here of Stu. If we will actually see Stu in this movie, but we all said no, and we were all correct. So I feel like that was a little bit of a no-brainer, but for Scream 6, we'll get into deep conversations on that because there's a very good possibility that he might.
It's getting closer.
Oh, yeah. And then stab appearance, we all said yes, because how important stab is connection to the Scream movies. So we all got that correct when they did Scream 8. Was that correct?
Yes. Or stab. Yeah, stab was very heavily influenced.
I say Scream 8. I meant stab 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, sorry. Mindy watches one of the stab movies.
Oh yeah, the first one too.
When we get that amazing scene.
Look behind you. Look.
I fucking loved it. I was like, yes, they're doing it again. I was like, this is cinematic right here.
Oh man, I just love again the nod Scream 5 does for the original Scream 2. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, I do too, man.
And this one right here for Goriest Scream. We all voted yes, and this is more towards it's really a personal opinion on that. So I pretty much gave us all credit for that one with yes, because this one was pretty damn brutal. With kind of like the practical effects they showed off. Freaking Jenna Ortega, holy crap, she took a beating at the beginning of the movie. So I gave us all credit on that one.
I concur, Brett, man. 4 had a pretty good kill. But this was more consistent across the board, man. All kinds of freaking carnage kills, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, knife to the face. Remember that one?
Yeah, the West one. Yeah,
the West one with the throat. Yeah, I agree. I think Scream 4 stands out for Olivia's death, but besides that, I mean, there's a couple cool ones, but for the most part, they're not that brutal. And I feel like Scream 5 was the most brutal. It was just just stab after stab. I was like, holy shit, will you stop? They're dead, but okay.
Dewey's kill was freaking was nuts.
Oh, God,
I mean that was freaking. I mean,
you take a knife, groin to sternum. But yeah,
liver alone.
Oh God. The number of killers, Destiny 2, Brad 1, and me hopeful being there 3. So I wonder who got that right. Of course.
I think I'm out, but Brett, man, there's always a chance that you were right. Still. Yeah. They just haven't revealed it yet.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. But I'm not hopeful because again, I like the 2 aspect of it. Just don't change what ain't broke, pretty much.
There was a part of Scream 5, I was like, holy shit, are there 3 killers? But then Amber just took off the ghost face, the mask. I was like, oh. When that ghost face pops out, I was like, oh my God, there's 3. And I was just like, oh, never mind.
Oh, but just Amber again.
We'll find out in Scream 7 if there was actually a 3rd killer. They'll wait 2 movies and
freaking Roman.
Damn it, Roman.
The goat.
All right, so the number of deaths, and this one is a little bit of a big predict. Yeah, I know. So I'll go ahead and reveal that because I was asking before we went live. I got lucky, I guess.
Damn.
So Destiny was 1 off. So if they would have killed 1 more officer off screen, we could have potentially had it right there. So and just in case if y'all didn't know the particular deaths, and this is in order too. We got Kyle Gallner's character. He was the very first kill. Then we had Judy, And then we got Wes. And then we got the officer that was supposed to be on the lookout for Tara. And then we got Dewey, unfortunately. Then we got Liv, which she didn't live. And then we got and then we got Amber, or sorry, then we got Richie, and then we got Amber. Even though Destiny, I told you right before we got on here that technically Amber died twice, so I should partially give you credit for dying right there.
She died twice. I can't help it.
Yeah, dude. She really, technically she did.
Yeah.
And Richie's death was, it should probably count for 2. So, it was pretty gnarly too. So,
you know what? Just in case, Destiny, we'll just add one more on. Just remember to add on one more. Like, we're going to give you credit on that. Because literally, she got burned alive as she passed out. So, like, she died. She probably could have died if it just for somebody, maybe the third killer brought her back to life. But I don't want to imagine the mouth to mouth on a burnt body. But, anyways, moving on. So, who are the killers? Destiny, you went with Kyle Gallner's character, and we got Amber. Brad did Gail, and then I did the Meeks brother sister combo. And Destiny only had one correct answer, and that was for Amber.
Yay!
Hey, mine would have been the coolest though, right? Like, I went big with the prediction. But it would have been sweet if it happened that way.
Oof.
And then we got opening death, Destiny, ? Because she didn't know, which again, I don't blame her, foe. Then Brad Backle on the Selena train. And then I didn't
what?
And then
I went on the double down for Selena?
Yeah, you did.
So
what
sure.
The hell?
Oh my gosh.
I kind of want Selena to be in this damn franchise. And that's actually one of my questions for the future of the Scream franchise. So remind me to ask that. And then, of course, I went with Tara, even though I didn't want it to happen. I just had a feeling. But luckily, I was wrong, and we were all wrong. So it was actually Kyle Gallner's character who was the I wouldn't say the opening death, but he was the first kill of the movie.
Yeah. I'm going to explain my question mark, too. So.
Yeah, go ahead.
My answer was that I said that Tara in the opening dying, that was too obvious from the trailer. So I said something, wasn't right. I said maybe it would come in later, like that wouldn't be the opening. So I was just like, there's something fishy about the trailer. That's just way too obvious. And it was Tara, but she lived. So I was seeing between the lines, but I couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, and I don't blame you for that. So that's why I kind of left it blank, because me and Brad were both wrong. But if I realized if we were right, I would have re-asked you just to be on the safe side. But the OG deaths, yeah, Brad thought Gail was going to die in this movie. Then me and Destiny just thought Dewey. We were all right, but Brad, you get a mark just because you did mention Gail as a killer.
Yeah, well, yeah, but to be fair though, she was going to be killed as a killer though. Like it was going to be I didn't actually think she was going to get killed by a killer. She's going to be killed as a killer, so it's kind of different, So if you want to erase that, that's cool. You can just
now pass. And then our last prediction we made, weapons used for the kill. Look at that flamethrower, and they were a pretty good amount of pictures I could have used, but for PG references, I used that one. Destiny went with a beer bottle, which a beer bottle was used, but not for a killing. And then Brad, of course, went with knives, and the buck knife is a knife, so I'm going to give him credit for that one, as Brad is correct on that.
Finally.
And then the flamethrower, because that was part of Stab, not Scream. So that killed us. Or I'm not even sure if they even killed anybody with the flamethrower. So I give myself a mark on that one, like of incorrect. And then here are the results. Destiny, the Scream Queen, you won.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yay.
Brad, you sound very excited right there.
Well, yeah, man, because even with me throwing out all these freaking Selena Gomez's and Gail running around killing people, I still came in second place, which I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, no, I was pretty pissed off with Scream being my favorite movie, and I just freaking choked. God, so let's.
I went aggressive. I went I went big with them, and they didn't pay off for me, but maybe the next one will.
All right. Yeah, and when there is a next, like when Scream 6 comes out, you can bet you we'll do another prediction video / more predictions, and hopefully Selena Gomez will be a part of that. So let me
chance.
so let me catch up with the chat here again. I apologize because I had to see the thumbnails. Chris says, Destiny, which one hurt you more? Dewey getting slit from gory to sternum or Cameron's insane headache?
Ooh,
Dewey,
tough.
which I did say going in, if Dewey dies, this would hurt me more than Cameron because Cameron has been here since 2018. Dewey's been here since I was like 7. So I knew going in I was going to cry all day. I was really anxious because I just didn't want it to happen. And so whenever I tell you, I was covering my mouth because I was weeping in the theater, making sounds and me whimpering. I literally had to grab onto my face as hard as I could because it was just. And the second time I still cried hard, was making sounds. So it's gonna do that every time. I just know it.
Oh gosh, that was good though. That was a good moment.
It was.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if he was going to go out, at least he went out. So
And they because I keep fucking seeing people saying, "Could Dewey still be alive?" No. They really made sure that's why he got such an overkill of a death, because it's like he's dead this time. Like, this is for real. If it would have just been one, I maybe believe it, but the fact that they do 2 knives and go that, come on now. Like, he's dead. Like, I'm sorry, but I guess that what's the first thing in grief? Or isn't it like acceptance?
No, it's denial.
Yes,
denial, anger, bargaining, sadness, and then acceptance.
There we go.
The only reason I know that is because of the giraffe and robot chicken.
Okay, well.
Yeah, like hilarious video, by the way. But
go ahead and get a pencil out, Brett. I'm going to give you a prediction. It's going to give you a note. Let's get crazy with it here. I'm going to go ahead and say that this franchise is going to get intermingled with the Pet Sematary franchise. They're going to take Dewey's ass up there, put him in the ground, and he is going to come back because there's a petition out there, and they're going to bring him back.
And he's going to come back as a killer because he's bad because he got buried in the Pet Cemetery.
And sometimes dead is better. But
yeah,
it's better.
Even though I did thought of this, what if they were at Dewey's funeral and then they're just talking, everybody being sad, and then you hear, girl. Did anybody just hear that? And then you hear from the cats going, girl. Holy shit, Dewey.
That's yeah.
Just because, again, I thought he died in the second Scream, and then all of a sudden you hear, girl. Oh my gosh, Dewey.
Dewey, holy shit, it's Dewey.
Shit. Sorry to read Frank's comment. What's going on, Frank? Scream is the upper deck of horror. Moving on.
Frank's in the house.
The Dark Aether Files podcast. What's up, Caleb? Hello there.
Hi.
Hello.
Right, let's get the mouse going. I saw. Oh, there's Chase. What's going on, Chase? Huge Scream fan.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, and Jordan Talks Films. What's going on, my friend? He's also a big Scream fan. If you go over to his channel, he does good Scream content.
Yeah, heck yeah, welcome.
A little ghost face.
And Brad says, much respect for Brad because he got the mist wrong.
Hey, I went big. I went big, man. I went bold, and it paid off. Not at all, but I still got the second most right. So it's cool.
Yeah. So let's see here. Just we'll answer this question real quick, and we'll get on to some future talk of Scream. Tyrese says favorite Saw opening scene. Ooh.
Saw 2.
Yeah, I was going with Saw 2. Like, that was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, with the eye behind the keyhole. No, the key behind the eye hole. Eyeball.
Oh my god.
Unless you're thinking the Anna Faris one of like, I don't get it. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe the second one as well. All of a sudden, I can't think of any fucking Saw opening.
I love this. I love the one in Scream 3 where it was the classroom where he was chained up.
Sixth one was pretty good too. I with the pound of flesh thing. It was a little gross, but it
Yeah.
was kind of cool at the same time. 7
Mhm.
sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 was awful.
Oh yeah.
4 wasn't bad with the battle between the can't hear anything and the can't see anything.
Yeah,
Who
it was
would
kinda
prevail?
nifty. I like that one.
Yeah. So, okay. So here we go now, guys. We are going to talk about the future of the Scream franchise. And let's go ahead and just start off with just the news. They greenlit Scream 6. We are officially going to get another Scream movie. And as of right now, the production is set for the summer. What are your all's thoughts on just getting another Scream 6 movie? And I'll add one more question to that. I kind of asked Destiny about this already, but just to re-explain it, are you worried that we're getting one too soon?
You may go first, or
Yeah, you can go first.
I'm excited. I'm excited they're bringing the team back. Radio Silence is coming back. I thought they did a really good job with this movie. They've great track record so far, so I think they're going to do really well. So yeah, I'm jacked about that part of it. The whole team, the writing team's coming back. Everything's coming back that we know of. So that's really exciting. Producers, I am a little concerned that it's going into production so soon, but I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. I think they probably went into the last one with plans already. But if not, if they didn't, then obviously it's a quick turnaround to go from, hey, the movie's out in February, we're going to start production in the summer. We still got to get a script, and we still got like. That's just they might be rushing it a little bit. We might run into a little Saw situation where they're like, okay, we got to get another movie out next year, even though we don't have a plan yet. But like I said, maybe they had a plan going in, and now that it's greenlit, they're going to run with it. So I overall, I feel good about it, and I'm optimistic.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thought there. First off, I'm excited because we kind of knew with how the numbers were going for Scream 5 at the theater. We kind of knew that they were going to announce it eventually, but I wasn't expecting. Oh, hi, Bert. Brad laughed. But yeah, I was excited when they announced it, but I was kind of nervous when they announced it that early, especially with the production being in the summer, just because when you just go so quickly with like getting a movie out there. Plus, I'm a big believer that movies need to breathe as well. Even though I kind of agree with the approach of just strike when the iron is hot. But I'm just a little concerned, but like I am still like 85% excited for another Scream 6 or just another Scream movie. Desi, what are your thoughts?
Pretty much what Brad already said. I really think that they already had plans to do this going into Scream 5. It was just seeing how well it does. And it's done really well so far and still got a little bit of time. So I'm sure it's going to make more. But I feel like they already had this in their minds going in because I already saw stuff about like Neve Campbell before it was announced that there was a Scream 6. She said that she would come back if there was a Scream 6. I feel like they were already talking beforehand, and this is just trying to like get people excited for 6. So I'm not really nervous. I think they're, gonna do well because I mean, yeah, production starts this summer, but there's still a chance we won't see it for a good while. So it's gonna have that time to breathe. I just hope, the script is great. I hope they make it make sense, have all the characters that were in Scream 5 in it. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see my favorite franchise just like coming back. I think that's pretty awesome. Didn't think it would happen, honestly. So really excited.
It's sweet too because sorry, Brett, I was just going to say that we haven't really had this kind of quick turnaround on a Scream movie in a long time. Not since really the second one, probably, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the third one.
Yeah,
so
because
cool.
From 96 to 97. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then 3 years and then fucking 11. So, and then
just hopefully they had a plan already. If they had one, it's all good. I mean, like when Halloween 2018 came out, it did really well. They announced the sequel pretty soon after, and it was going to come out the next year. And man, it ended up not being all that great. So hopefully, if they had a plan, I think these guys will do really well with it. I have the most confidence in these directors to do something good. So,
I agree.
And Bacon, what's going on? I knew something smelled good in the chat, so I want to give him a what's up. Oh gosh, I know people are going to get tired of my bacon jokes. Tommy, what's going on? Hey everyone, hey Destiny, hey boys, what's going on, my friend?
Hi.
And Tyrese brings up a pretty good point. Dead meet James. So how about maybe Destiny? Maybe you could be in Scream 6.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. So because
Yeah,
Belnelli, yeah, he follows you now on Twitter, so he's
hey,
probably scouting for talent.
put me in your movie. I'll do whatever. I'll stand there in the back and just, oh, this is my school. I'll do that. Shit. I'll fucking do whatever. But
Do you
Or
get
there's a,
flamethrowed?
or
Would you get flamethrowed?
yeah, I'll fucking fuck me up. I don't care. Why not?
there's a scene like after a brutal death, and there's still Destiny in the background. This
Just
ain't
walk
my
in.
school. This ain't but Destiny. You're not in the scene. Oh,
What?
I'm not.
Just
Oh,
walks in, standing there like, oh my god, like cut, get out
gosh.
of here, and then I'm
Wish-
fired.
If there's a never sync, if Destiny walks in again going, oh my god, Destiny, what are you doing here? I'm sorry. I thought this was
Oh my god.
Thursday. Like
Yeah.
it's Thursday. I thought it was last Thursday.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I've never been here before.
And
But
then you get on screen like, what am I supposed to do with my hands?
it's just a video of me just yeah.
Cut.
I'm sure people would be like, what the fuck? But I mean, Dead Meat, he was on there. Holy shit balls. I lost my mind because whenever I saw it again, I was just like, I gotta like really pay attention because at first you hear them talking, which is what I thought. And I was in my head, I was like, that voice sounds fucking familiar. And then as soon as it showed them on screen, that's when I was freaking out. And I almost wore my Dead Meat hoodie to see the movie.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
Wish I would have. I
God.
wish I
That would
would
have been so cool.
I know. So the fact that they were on there, I was like, wow. And I listened to their podcast episode they just did about like them being in it and like how it like all happened and stuff. And they were like, what if we like are in the next one but we get killed off? Like that would be really cool for them to like
God, that would
come
be
back
cool.
and then have like death scenes, which I would still be sad, but that'd
It'd
be
be cool
fucking
though.
awesome, right?
Could you imagine?
Yeah, like because you're in a horror movie. Yeah, like yeah, imagine the kill count on that episode. Yeah, we died.
Yeah, they would probably. I would give myself the best death, even if it wasn't. I'd be like, "This is all me, dude. Sorry, it's my time to shine."
Frank from earlier says, "Does Scream even have a theme song?" I'm really not paying any attention. Well, obviously you're not, because Scream does have some good 6 scores within its franchise, with the second one and the third one of "What If." No,
Oh, yeah.
Creed, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Love it.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's got a theme song, but it's got some good scores. It's got some good music.
It has like that. It's like when you hear them kind of singing like a woman, and it's just like but it's like really light,
Yes, yeah.
And they play it. I'm pretty sure they play it whenever Sydney comes in at the end. They play like that familiar soundtrack or score or whatever. Yeah, so it has it. Does it stand out like a lot of them? I don't really think so. I don't think it's the strongest in the Scream movies, but for me, it's still familiar. There's still a lot of like moments that I'm gonna be like, that's from Scream. Like, oh, I recognize that. That's from Scream. I was watching Bad Teacher on my phone, and I hear whenever in the first one, when Ghostface pops out and kills Principal Henry, I was like looking down. I was just like, that's Scream. It was. So it has some things, but it's not like fucking Halloween,
Yeah, like nothing on like that epic scale. Yeah, but it does have some again good scores to it. That it's not like bad, unlike some other movies in the franchise. So Frank, quick question before I ask like the next question. If you were paid $5 million to be Ghostface in the movie, would you do it? So I'm curious to hear what Frank says, because if he says no, I'm calling him a liar.
I'd call him a liar. I think you got to say yes to that.
It's $5 million. Like, do you know how many like hot tubs you can buy with that much money?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
you're going to be falling down a lot.
I gotta quit drinking.
he would be happy to do it, I think, because he gets to kill all those everyone he hates, you know?
Oh,
So,
wouldn't that be a fan film right there? Frank becomes Ghostface to kill off all of his YouTube friends that always give him shit for hating Scream. Bam.
yeah. There you
Let's
go.
make it happen, Captain.
Trademark that idea.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
so for the next question, I was thinking for the future of the Scream franchise. Yeah, let's go towards the character route. Destiny, you already mentioned up that Nev Campbell was mentioned to come back for potential, maybe for Scream 6. So, what if she did? If Sidney Prescott comes back for Scream 6, or maybe even more movies in the future, do you think that's a good idea, or are you kind of concerned with the more movies she appears?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
If
means she
she's in
dies.
Scream 6, I don't want her to die. Like, I want her, if they're going to just kill her off, I'd rather she not really come back at all. Personally, whenever I watched it the first time, I was like, if they don't bring Sydney and Gail back for Scream 6, personally, like, I wouldn't be mad about it because I don't want either of them to get killed off. And they already didn't have the biggest part in this one up until the end. I feel like Dewey had more of a bigger part with all the characters himself. So if she comes back in Scream 6, fuck, it could even just be like a phone call, really. Like, because what is she going to do? The same exact thing, not show up until the end. But why is she going to show up? Because she only showed up in 5 because Dewey got killed, you know? So I don't know how they would bring her back, because I feel like the more she comes back, like the less we'll be seeing her. And if she gets killed off, I would not be happy. Like, that's, I can handle Dewey, and I can't handle Sydney dying. So even if it's just like a phone call of Sam or Tara calling her saying like, hey, like, we need help. And then she's like, I know someone that can help, and that's closer. And then Kirby walks in. Boom, there's your movie.
Hell yeah. Sign me up on that one. But Sydney Prescott, I wouldn't mind her to come back, but I'm with you. Definitely she won't die. Like, I don't think she ever will, because I feel like these directors really just know the fans at this point, and they pretty much heard it loud and clear from them too. Like, if you kill off Sydney, we're going to shit on your movie. So I'm sure like that will not happen at all. And plus, I feel like it's just like up to this point in the franchise, it would just be disrespectful to kill her off at this point. But I feel like she has her and Gail have served their purpose with Scream 5. I feel like their stories are completely written so they can go off to the sunset. So I don't feel like I need them to come back, because we got characters that we can play off of and that we can like cheer for and just support now, versus just always relying on Sydney and Gail. But I can understand that too, bring them back. It's just to kind of help promote your movie as well, kind of like with Jamie Lee Curtis and helping promote the Halloween franchise.
Yeah, because they'll definitely bring in some money. But, you know, Scream 5, I think, for the most part, I've seen that everyone really likes the cast. Like, I really haven't seen too many complaints just about the characters, like our new cast. I loved them, all of them, even the killers. I thought they were still pretty great, like just as characters, not maybe so much as the killers themselves. But I enjoyed the whole cast, and I feel like with enough established fans I've seen this, I feel like people will still go see Scream 6 even if they aren't in the movie, because we like the characters, or at least I like the characters that we got. So I'd be happy just to have them on there, really.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, because those characters are really strong. And I'm going to ask that question right after we get Brad's response about Sidney Prescott. Brad, do you want her continuing in the Scream franchise, or do you think enough is enough with her character?
I say absolutely bring her back. I think it makes total sense. It wouldn't make sense if she didn't come back, I think, at this point, with the way she came back in this one. And she said that she's not going to, her kids aren't going to be safe again until she ends it or whatever. I mean, if it just picks back up again, it's going to be the same boat. So I think it makes absolute sense for her to come back. And I think we need to go ahead and take a deeper, bring Patrick Dempsey back as Mark, and like, he can kind of take the role over as Dewey. And I think that would be big. I think that would be not as Dewey, but it would give us another legacy character to kind of build up on. But I think we got to go that route. I think we got to keep them around for sure.
I'm
All
down
right.
for that. I'm down for him coming back, and if they both come back, because he could take that because he was a detective, so
Right. Yeah. It's
he
kind of the same role as
fills
Dewey.
in
Like, yeah.
that role. Yeah, if that happens, I would definitely be happy. I would love for him to come back, just because it's just awesome to see all these characters. Even like Randy's sister, she popped up in Scream 5, and I was like, yes, because
That
I
was
knew
cool.
she would be in it. Because I remember seeing some pictures, and I was like, yes, it actually happened, which makes sense because we have two Meeks kids, so duh.
Mhm.
But still, yeah, if he comes back, even whenever Sydney mentioned Mark's name, I was like, oh my god, they had kids, they got married. I was like, it happened, yes. But if he comes back, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think Patrick Dempsey will actually do it too, with just the reemergence of how popular the Scream franchise is, and if just the story makes sense, I think he would say yes.
Yeah, I think originally, I feel like they wanted him to come on in Scream 4, but I think this was also at the time of what's the Grey's Anatomy, and
Mhm.
he's on Grey's Anatomy, so I think
Yes.
there just wasn't a way for him. But it's,
Yeah.
he,
I think
he
it'd be. I
died,
think it'd be
so
cool. Yeah. I think it'd be absolutely neat. And how cool would that be too, to bring some legitimacy to Scream 3? Like to kind of go back to
Mhm.
that and carry on from that movie too. So I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. And Chris, I just the chat is just booming. So great job, guys. Just keep that up. I'm trying to get to your all's comments as best I can, but this one just kind of struck my eye. How about this? Both Mark and Kirby were hinting at. So what if we don't get Sydney and Gail, but instead we get Mark and Kirby as the returning legacy characters? I wouldn't mind that, just because again, we're Gail and Cindy's stories have been written off, so why not just bring another round of legacy characters in to help lead the new characters? Even though I will say, if you're going to bring back Mark, you have to bring back Sydney, just because they go hand in hand with each other at this point of the story.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. Gail. I mean, obviously it's great to see her around, but at the same time, it would make sense for her to just. I mean, she doesn't have any ties anymore. She can go back, do the news, and kind of stay out of it if she wanted to. So if she didn't want to come back, they could make it. They could make that make sense for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I'm already, you know what? I can't hide it anymore. Let's go ahead and talk about Kirby. The future of Kirby Reed. Do you think she's going to be in Scream 6 or just in the future of the Scream franchise? Because from my understanding, Hayden is taking a hiatus from acting right now. But in my opinion, if there is going to be a movie to bring her back into acting and to kind of help her out in her career to kind of shine a positive light, which again, like I want her to be okay first, more important than anything. I want her to come back just because she wants to, not because of a movie or people telling her to. But I feel like if there is a movie to come back, Scream 6 is that perfect movie to come back to play a popular character that everybody loves. And plus, of course, I want Kirby. I want all the Kirby in the world. I even want Kirby as the main character if we can, even though I know that won't make sense just because we got Sam and Tara, which we'll talk about them here in a little bit with the future of those characters. But definitely for Kirby, I want her to come back and just in a big way too. Even if she's a killer, I wouldn't care. More Kirby, the better. So let's see here, Brad. What do you think about Kirby?
This time I'm going to give it to you, Brett. Man, I think she's going to come back. I think it's a safe bet this time. I think it's definitely going to happen. There's enough. I mean, the fans love her, and the directors know that. The filmmakers, the producers, they all know that. That's why they brought her back. With the YouTube thing in the last movie, for confirmed that she's still alive. I mean, so I think that's a safe bet. I think she's definitely going to be back, and I still think she'd be cool as a killer. It would make sense to me, like if she just kind of got a little bit nuts after she got stabbed and just went off on like I could see that happen, and that would be kind of cool, and that would make sense why she wasn't in this movie. But I mean, I guess you could write that out anyway. But either way, yeah, I think she'll be back, Brett. Man, it's short.
Hell yeah! So Destiny, do you think Kirby's going to come back?
I really want her to. Like I said, even if like Sydney and Gail don't actually come back, but if we have Kirby, I think that would be almost like enough for me. Or if they all come back still, that would be cool. But even if it was just Kirby, I'd be happy. I want Kirby to come back so much. Even them including like that Easter egg Because I was like, oh, is that like a hint, or is that just saying like, hey, like she's alive, cool, you know? So, but even according to that, you know, she's doing like talk shows and stuff. So maybe she comes back and she gets a call, and she's like, oh my god, same thing that's always happened, just it's happening again. And maybe she still lives in Woodsboro or something. I don't know. I want her to come back. I don't want her to be a killer. If she comes back, I still want her to be like a good
Yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm.
But I really would like to see her with the new cast taking over that legacy role and kind of helping them. And you could even, because it won't, I don't know what they will do next, because this one, it was like about requels, and the last one was sequels and then trilogies. And, you know, I've been trying to think about that. Like, where are they going to go from here?
Requels.
Requels, like direct sequels to the requels. That's all I can think about.
And then when we get to
specifically-
Scream 10, it is the requel.
Cool.
So,
Perfect. But I want her to come back so bad. So
yeah, and I even thought about this. Kirby and Mindy having a scene together, like geeking out about horror movies. I bet, like, what if they had like a geek off, like when Kirby's first introduced to Mindy, and Mindy is just testing her wit about horror movies, and Kirby just lays the floor with Mindy in the knowledge department. That would be a strong way for her to be introduced to the brand new characters.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was gonna say, man. I thought the two of them would really hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, or it'd be cool to see Kirby kind of like fangirling that their uncle is Randy, because you know in Scream 4 she's like talking about how like Sydney's her aunt and stuff. Like, woo, it'd be cool to be like, oh my god, you're the, and then she's like, yeah, the niece of, and it's like Randy, yeah. And that would just be so fun. Any scene that they get together, if they get one, I know it's gonna be great. That's like anytime I see Kirby brought up now, like they bring up Mindy too, because I think there'll be some fucking great scenes between them.
Oh yeah, and how similar they are with each other as well. So I am now very hopeful that definitely Kirby comes back, just as so this we see that particular scene play out. No, Frank. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
I just wanted to check out this this comment blew my mind here that Chris Snyder dropped in. He said that he thinks she's definitely going to be in Scream 6 along with possibly Sister, played by, wait for it, Samara Weaving.
Oh my gosh, Chris, you freaking went ahead of what my secret question is, but I guess we might as well talk about it now before we get into the Carpenter sisters. If there is an actor and an actress who's never been in Scream franchise yet, who would you want? And damn it, Chris took my damn answer, because it makes all the sense in the world for Samara Weaving to be in this movie. I think she was even supposed to be in this one for Scream 5, but it was a scheduling conflict that just did not happen in the way that they wanted to plan out. But now there's definitely no excuse scheduling wise. I bet you they, like, again, kind of like how they went to Nev Campbell with the feature of Scream 6. I bet you they did that with Samara Weaving too. Like, hey, if we do this Scream 6 that we know we're going to do, we want you to be in it. So, and hell, her being a killer would be so much fun too. So definitely Samara Weaving's my pick.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Destiny, is there a particular actor or actress do you want in the Scream franchise, or is it Samara Weaving too?
I was gonna say Samara Weaving because of what you already said. They wanted her in Scream 5, she couldn't do it, but like you're saying, they already have this idea in their heads, and they're like, hey, if this does really well, we want to do a Scream 6, and we want you to be in it, because now she's had time to hopefully make time for her schedule to be in this. So, yeah. Or I see people want Jessica Roth from Happy Death Day. Her to be in it.
She would be a great
That would be
one.
a fun one. Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities, because there's a lot of fucking.
Dude, how fun?
Selena Gomez, duh. We need
Get
her
out
in
of
the
here,
movie.
Bert. I'm not falling for it again. I'm not doing it.
Okay, fine. We'll go with a different pop singer. How about Ariana Grande? Because wasn't she not in Scream Queens?
Leave the pop the pop singers out of this, and let's just get Samara in. How much fun?
Come
would
on,
that
man.
be?
It'll pop on the screen. Okay.
Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
God, fine.
Thank you.
Just stay there.
Samara
Okay.
Weaving. Yeah. If she was a killer, that would be pretty crazy, because she will definitely fucking eat that last scene up.
You know how much personality she would be the most she would bring the most personality to the franchise since Stu did in the first one. Like she would have that same kind of vibe. And if she ended up being the killer, dude, like that would be legit. Like she'd be that person that you'd be like, you would obviously like you would gravitate to because of how much she brings. And the same way Stu did in the first movie. And then that reveal would be a reveal that would freaking blow your head if they did it right.
Because
Yeah.
you'll like her so fucking much, and then she takes off that mask, and you're like, shit. Because
Matthew Lillard style.
Exactly. Like, you don't want him to be the killer, but you're like, fuck, damn it. I mean, honestly, I kind of felt that way about Richie for this one. The whole time, I really didn't suspect him at all. I was like, I really like his character. Awesome. And as soon as he stabbed Sam, I was like, I literally said, you dickhead. Or I think I said, like, you asshole. I was like, he's the fucking killer, man. What the fuck? I was like, no. Like, I would have liked to see him come back for more, but he was the damn killer.
That guy to me was so obvious from like the first sequence of this movie.
I hear everyone say that. I'm just like, really? I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had suspicions, and then once the Dewey thing happened, I knew for sure. I knew 100% sure because he gets the same cut as the dude from Scream 2.
Oh, I was thinking Jill.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah,
it happened a little. It was like when you watch something, you're like interesting, but you don't really put it together with anything. So as soon as he got stabbed in the arm, I was like, Jill got stabbed in the arm in Scream 4, but I wasn't like, that makes him a killer. But I was just like, Jill got stabbed and she was the killer.
Yeah.
So.
And I immediately thought back to Scream 2 whenever the boyfriend gets cut in the arm and then Dewey's like, oh, you missed all your arteries. How convenient. Yeah. Like that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, oh yeah, that is convenient. And then he just leaves him alone and walks away. And then as he's walking out towards the elevator, he kind of looks back like he's worried about his buddy. You know, like he looks back and he's like, uh-oh, that's kind of, yeah. So I picked up on that and I was like, yeah, I unless they pull something crazy, I'm like, this is going to be our guy right here.
Oh, poor Derek. That's somebody you could bring home to mommy if you actually had a mother.
Yeah.
Any chance that Timothy Olyphant survives and comes back? I mean,
no, he's dead. He's deader than dead. But I'm seeing here. First off, can I come back?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Briefly.
If I do another pun, I'll leave. Yeah, they always come back for one last good pun. But no, we got Zendaya. She wouldn't be too bad. Not bad at all.
She's a freaking A-lister at the moment, man. Like, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, Chase, Ariana Grande. Thank you.
She's not an actress, so.
Tobey Maguire.
Yes, that's the one I'm falling for right there, man. That's the guy.
God, what if freaking Ghostface throws Tobey Maguire off the balcony and he survives, but he goes like, "Oh, my back, my back." But yeah,
no, dude, he would turn into Bully Maguire real quick.
Oh,
all over.
Never mind. Andrew Garfield.
Oh, get out!
Oh, but I just got back.
Get out! You're back. You know, it's kind of funny. Earlier, I saw someone do an edit of Richie Jack Quaid as Spider-Man. And I was just like, I think I could see that if it was like an Andrew Garfield type. So then Andrew Garfield got mentioned. I was just like, what the fuck's happening? Get out of my mind. But
I can actually imagine Quaid in a Spider-Man suit and just throwing out those quirks. So like that actually could work.
Right? I've never thought,
Frank's got the plan right here, dude. Put Lizzo in there and have her fuck up people with the flu. Truth hurts.
That's your opening.
Think of it, Frank.
Oh my god!
But Frank, you haven't answered my question. For $5 million, would you play Ghostface? We need an answer.
People need to know. They have a right to know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this could be a good tied-in question here. Jordan says, to be fair, if you think Stu coming back is plausible, why not Mickey? So let's go ahead and talk about it. Do you think Stu is going to come back? Matthew Lillard has already voiced that he will love to come back to the franchise. However, I'm sorry, he's dead. I hate to be the evil guy here, but he's dead. He got a box TV dropped on his head. And he got stabbed multiple times. So he was already feeling a little woozy here. And getting hit by a phone by pricks, or you hit me with a phone, dick. One of the greatest improv scenes I've ever seen of all time. But yeah, I'm sorry, he's dead. But I wouldn't say no for him to come back. But if they did bring him back, they have a lot of explaining to do where he's been over the past 25 years within that world of Woodsboro. So, any thoughts on that, guys?
Here's what I'll say. Personally, I'm against it. I don't think it makes any sense. I'm with you, Brett, man. I don't think it makes any sense at all. I've never really been a proponent of the idea. I mean, those TVs are heavy as hell. Plus, there's been no mention since Scream 1 that he's still alive. Like, people would know he's alive if he was in jail. Like, he would have come up at some point. But I will say this. Freaking Mike from Wham put out a freaking prediction video not too long ago, a week or two ago, regarding this topic. So check that out if you haven't. He actually lays it out in a way like I could actually get behind his proposed idea of it to make it work. It was absolutely genius, I thought. So if they did something like that, which in short, he said something about like I don't know, like paying off the sheriff to make it seem like he was dead, but he's been like ruling this cult of people ever since like Scream 3. So like it's all been kind of tying back to him. He goes into a lot of detail, so definitely check it out. But if it was something like that, you know, it could work, but I'm against the idea personally. I think we could do something else.
And Destiny, before you get to your thoughts, I was going to change the poll real quick, but the poll for 11 votes of do you want Sidney Prescott to come back in Scream 6? We got 64% saying yes. So I'm going to end that poll and bring out the Stu poll. And while I do that, Destiny, do you want Stu to come back?
No, like really not at all. I know, like, I would not be opposed for Matthew Lillard coming back. I love him. I love Stu. But like Brad said, it really would not make sense because, you know, he would have been brought up at this point. It would just, I don't know if I would be able to believe it. They would have to do some hell of a convincing to like make me believe this theory or this story that he's been alive this whole time. That, like you said, Brad, with Mike's video, that's kind of interesting that he's like paying off a sheriff to say he was dead, but still, I don't
Check
know.
it out, because I was sitting there like I'm against it, and I'm listening to this while I was doing some chores the other day, and I'm like, this guy's onto something here. This could work. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, the more he talked, I was like, okay, yeah. If they did that, I would be in. Yeah, I don't see it happening, but yeah, it was really cool. He had this whole idea with with starting the movie off with like 6 ghost faces, and we all figure out later that he's been running this internet cult, and it was crazy. But check it out; it was good. I definitely recommend it.
Man, and I even thought this. Why not bring the fellas of Mike and Jay from Wham into the Scream franchise and let them play the Ghostface killers so they can actually play with fake knives and make sure they don't hurt each other? They
should, dude. That'd be genius.
Yeah, that would be funny, especially if they just like one of them gets a stab, goes, not again. No, I'm just messing. Like those guys do such a great job over there, and just I hate that particularly happened. It almost actually happened to me. Remember, Brad? Me stabbing that watermelon.
Oh yes, I know, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, but we had a nurse on staff, so we were prepared just in case. Like, even though I probably would have done the Ricky Bobby and just stabbed my leg.
You would have been dead, I think, with that knife, and yeah.
God, no faith. So let's see here. I got the Stu poll out right now. So let's go ahead and go with the Carpenter sisters. Destiny, we'll start with you first with Sam. Sam Carpenter. Or if she takes her dad's name of Billy Loomis, Sam Loomis. So for Sam and Tara, what do you think their future holds within the Scream franchise?
I feel like Sam might be like living back at home. I feel like there's a chance they could still be living in Woodsboro. I think they would be living together, or they could be moved, and I think Tara might be living with Sam. I think they're still going to probably play the biggest role in this movie. I don't know besides that. They're going to be the main characters, I assume.
I'll even throw one more on top of that, too. Do you think there's a chance that after the events of Scream 5, that Sam is going to get all this media press about her being Billy Loomis's daughter? Do you think there's going to be some jealousy with Tara? There's going to be kind of like a little rift between the two sisters in Scream 6, possibly.
I don't think so. I think, if anything, I feel like, because I don't think it's like, I mean, people know that she's Billy's daughter, but I feel like that's not necessarily out there in the public. And I can't imagine them just like going out and being like, oh, we were targeted because that was my dad. Or maybe she'll fully embrace it. I don't see them being at odds again. I feel like, if anything, they're going to be closer after everything. My only thing was, I was like, and I don't want them to do this, and I really hope they don't make Sam end up being like a bad guy, just because she does kind of lose it in the end. But she's killing a bad guy, and Billy's her dad. I feel like they could possibly take it in that way, but I wouldn't want that, because I don't know. I feel like Scream 5 would have just, after that, be like, well, what was the point of rooting for her if she was just going to be a killer? So definitely don't want them to do that. I still want them to be on good terms, I want them living together, having a good life until Ghostface shows up again.
Yeah, and then hopefully Tara will get a bigger role of Jenna Ortega. Like, she had a good role in Scream 5, but I feel like she, if they're going to do Scream 6, I think, honestly, just for me, I would think that she will need the bigger spotlight over Sam in this particular one to kind of almost catch her up to speed with Sam's character. So I feel like that's what I feel like Tara needs to be for Scream 6. Plus, I'm just a fan of Jenna Ortega because I think she's just killing it right now in acting, because I think she just released what is it, Brad? I think you know this. A new HBO little series or movie.
The Fallout.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fallout. Thank you, Destiny. Yeah, she just did the Fallout, and I hear nothing but really good things about that. I'm just not sure if I'm going to watch it, because that I really don't like that scenario that they are like talk about, and that kind of terrifies me. So looking to homeschooling on that one, but but Brad, what do you think about the Carpenter sisters? Oh, and let me get Frank's. He finally speaks. If I played Ghostface, I would reveal myself quick and jump off of. Frank, we're talking about $5 million, bro.
He would do it. He would do it. What do you think? Are you going to ask about the story direction too at some point, Brett? Where we want the story to go from here?
Yeah. Okay. If you want to quickly, just finish off the Carpenter thing,
yeah.
You want to go right into that next topic? Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
No. I just wanted to make sure, because I could tie it in here if you weren't planning on it. But
no, you go right ahead.
But yeah, I really like them both. I'm with you, Brett, man. I like Tara more than Sam, but by the end of the movie, I really did like Sam quite a bit. I was kind of questionable about her for the first, act or maybe 2 acts, but the end, the third act, I mean, she tore it up, and especially when she's killing fools at the end, and I'm freaking Billy's sister. Daughter. Don't mess with a daughter of a serial killer, whatever she says when she slits his throat.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty intense.
Talk about Scream franchise in Alabama.
I like that quite a bit. Yeah, towards the end, so she really grew on me. I still like Tara quite a bit more. She had the horror movie knowledge and all that stuff too at the beginning of the movie, and later in the movie as well. She likes Babadook.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that's another thing. Kirby and Tara can have some really great scenes with their horror movie knowledge too.
They could, man. They could all talk Babadook, and I like she likes the good stuff, man. She likes the the witch and all that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, dude, that's when she won me over, when she mentioned the witch.
Yeah, she threw Midsommar, Hereditary. She threw out there.
Yeah, Hereditary.
Yeah, so she's got some style. So I think, I think I'm with you, Brett, man. I wouldn't mind if she kind of takes the lead, but again, Sam's got room to grow. I thought she did a really good job, and I was intrigued. The fact that she's Billy's daughter is really cool, though.
Oh, so yeah. I think there's a lot you can do with that. Before you get to the story, because this is a good question, kind of ties in. Why did people not like Sam? She was incredible. And you know what? That's a great question. I've been seeing a lot of this hate towards Melissa, and I thought she was spectacular. So I don't know where the hell that came from.
I for me personally, like maybe the first half of the movie, I thought her acting was a little bit spotty at times, but again, she made up for it in the second half, and she closed it out strong. But yeah, I mean, there were times I was like, the delivery was off, I guess. I don't know, but by the end of the movie, I was pretty sold on her. I thought she was a strong point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I felt like she got better as the movie progressed for sure. Desi, thoughts about Melissa?
Yeah, I thought she did great. I'll agree. Maybe towards the beginning, there's it was more towards when they were in the hospital.
Yeah, that stuff.
There were some scenes that I felt like maybe were a little flat, but maybe she was trying to play it in that way. Like I was watching it, I was like, I could see what maybe she was doing. Like when she's talking to Tara and she's explaining everything, it almost looked like there was like nothing there, but maybe that's also because she's like telling something traumatic, you know? It kind of reminded me of like Karen whenever she's telling Allison in Halloween 2018 and after
Yes.
the dinner. And people gave Karen a lot of shit for that, but I was like, I don't know, I can believe it because she's telling trauma, stuff that's like fucked her up. So I can agree, maybe some spots were like a little, it was just a little spotty, but as a whole, I thought she was great. I was kind of surprised to see so much hate, I guess, because it really wasn't until the second watch I was like, okay, I can see a little bit, but as a whole, like people are just saying she was like terrible. I was just like, I don't think she was terrible like at all. Just maybe a little questionable at times, but overall, thought she was pretty good.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and especially where they kind of threw in that little like handout there with what she was wearing at the end, like towards the third act. Sydney wore something similar to that, I believe, in Scream 2. So yeah, so like I was like, yeah, they're going with her being like the carrying over the torch and all that. And again, carry on that torch, Melissa, because again, she did a phenomenal job. So
Tom
Brad,
Tom hit it right here, dude. Like Melissa, but Ortega's a screen stealer. Yeah, that's completely accurate. I agree. I think she stole a lot of it for sure.
yeah, it's just Jenna Ortega just has that look to her, like you immediately draw to her. If it's just the way she acts, like all that too, like yeah. So most definitely, like I'm more of the Jenna Ortega side, but I don't. That doesn't mean I hate Melissa. I think she's great too. It's just Jenna Ortega, just to me, is a little bit better and just has a little bit of a more interesting character, just based off her movie knowledge. And we haven't really sunk our teeth into yet. We sink our teeth into the Sam character, but I feel like in Scream 6, that is when we'll get our chance to know more of the Tara character.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Brad, sorry, go right back into the story part because that's what we'll tackle next. The story for the future of the Scream franchise.
For me, I just think it needs to be. For me personally, I want this to be directly connected to this movie. Like, I would be good if it picks off exactly where this leaves off.
So a
and
trilogy.
Yeah, well, yeah, trilogy would be fine, I guess. Would be, yeah, but I mean, for me, I don't want to wait a couple years and it's like, oh, this whole thing kind of starts up again out of nowhere, and here we are again, random like copycat killers like killing people again. Like, I want it to be connected to this. I want it to go all to stay connected to it. I want the killer in this next movie to be involved with this last story. I want them to, even if they were like a third killer all along, or maybe the mastermind behind it all or something. But I don't know how many times can you come in and do like random copycat killer kind of deals. Like, I'm kind of done with that. I want to see them connect something together and make a strong trilogy out of it, or a strong sequel, and do something kind of go big with it, So that's the biggest thing for me. I think it needs to be as closely like, if it's not immediately after this movie, it needs to be like within the same couple of weeks, kind of following the same thing, because I think that's where you need to go with it. That would make sense to keep Nev around, to bring Mark in, all this other stuff, because all this stuff's already happening. And then maybe like you play off of it. You follow up right where this one ends, and then we find out there was the third killer, or there was somebody else involved or something like that, and you kind of dig into that a little bit more. I just want to see them do something different, instead of like, oh, it's been good for a couple years and here we are doing it all over again. Let's call Sydney back, let's call Gail back, let's call freaking Kirby back. Like, let's keep one thing going on.
Yeah, very spot. Hell yeah. So, Destiny, where do you think the story will go within the Scream franchise?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like I was saying earlier, like what would this one tackle? But it would be kind of interesting if this one just didn't tackle anything like that. Like, because what else is there? Like maybe that comes up while they're doing like, well, what do we do now? Like maybe not so much this hasn't been done before, but again, like for me, Scream 5, wow. Scream 5, like Scream 5 itself, it's not a requel. I mean, it's all canon. The whole series is still canon. So like, I don't know. What do they even try to tackle? But it'd be cool if they're like, I don't know what to do this time. Just stick to what we know. I don't know.
Yeah, like that's a good point, Destiny, because like again, like they're trying to like think of different ways, and sometimes like again, the more movies you do, the less ideas that are left to tackle. So I could kind of like understand that a little bit, but I feel like what I still want in a Scream story, with the trilogy idea, it's that a Ghostface killer still lives at the end of the movie, and we know who that killer is, and then that will carry on over to the next movie where we know who the Ghostface killer is, but the characters have no idea. And I feel like that would be a fun approach, a very fun theater experience too, because it would be like, oh my gosh, we know all this, and while the characters are slowly trying to figure it out. That's what I personally want, and where I would love to see next. I'm doing in the Scream franchise.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
oh, sorry.
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, I thought it would be cool, really, if so like in Scream 5, whenever Dewey first shoots Amber in the hospital, I was like, it would be cool if we have a pair, but then, one of the Ghostface gets killed off early. Because I think that would be interesting, and someone gets revealed right there, and you're still trying to figure out who's the other one, because that really fucks up the Ghostface's plans. Like everything they had planned going into this, it gets fucked up. So I think it'd be kind of cool that they're trying to like, I don't know, like, well, who would this Ghostface be working with, like out of everyone here? But it would be interesting, I think, to see a Ghostface get killed off during the second act, because that, I mean, hasn't really been done before. I think that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, and that can actually like tie into what Brad said earlier about kind of like having that cult of like the couple of ghost faces where you get one like so quickly, then another one pops up like, oh shit, there's the second one. You get that one, and then the like two more appear, and then that's kind of like where you figure out about the whole like cult thing. So that's one way you can do it. But yeah, kind of like what Frank said in the chat too, like do something ballsy, like having like a ghost face killer die in the like even die in the opening scene too. Just because again, like they are like we kind of almost know the tricks of Ghostface. So like even Sydney kind of pointed that out in the third act too, where she's just shooting doors and all that. Yeah. So like why not them try to figure that out real quickly and kill a Ghostface killer in the opening act? So yeah, that could be a very strong possibility of a direction they can go.
Yeah, I think so too, because I think I want to see a different format to this. I want to see a different structure, because there's been so many times we've seen, all right, it's been cool for a couple of years. Here's a new killer. Oh, there's their partner. We've seen that. We saw that in 2. We saw it in 4. We've seen it again now. I just want to see a different format. So even if that means like killing a ghost face middle of the movie, and then it's like, oh, here's the partner. We're just having like one killer, or again, directly tying it to this movie, so it's got something to build on. And like maybe we start off with a flashback to the Scream 5, and we find out there was like there's some clue that there's a third killer out there, or somebody else that was working with these two people, or somebody like a mastermind or something, and kind of build off that. Or again, you start right off, where this one ended, and you're still kind of like, oh, they're going to the freaking hospital or whatever, and they get another like something like that. I don't know, but I don't want to see another whole okay. Everything's good. Here comes another killer. There's a second one. Let's reveal them at the end and kill them both. Like something different. Let one of them survive. I mean, directly related to this, whatever. But just a different structure is what I really would like to see.
Hell yeah. And I actually got this. Tom brought up a pretty cool idea. A ghost face killing a ghost face while he's killing someone. That's fucking meta as fuck. I love it. That would be pretty interesting. Kind of like a copycat Ghostface killer, and the real Ghostface sees it, and then he just takes him out. So it could be a pretty good idea.
Nev kind of did that in the first one.
Yeah. It would be interesting, just spitballing ideas. We get our opening in Scream 6, and if it's Kirby, and she's like the opening, but she fucking Ghostface tries to come at her, maybe gets a stab in, just I'll take one, don't want anything to happen to her, and then she just fucking shoots Ghostface right there and kills him.
Yeah.
And then that's how she knows, like, hey, like this is like for real happening, and don't really have to introduce her back into it because she's already here, and she just has to get connected with our previous characters or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just because if she got attacked, then the other characters are going to get attacked as well. So might as well just stay together. The Mindy technique. Just bring a buddy with you.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with Brad though. I want it to be something different. Hell, even if one Ghostface, like we already kind of said, like one Ghostface gets killed off second act, and then we get to the end, only thinking maybe there's one more, and then a third one pops out. It would still kind of be, two killers, or a third one pops out, one of them dies, and the last one lives, and it carries on into a seventh movie with or everyone not knowing that person was a Ghostface or something. I don't know. Definitely want something different.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Hey,
Brett, get your pencil out. Get your pencil out.
I was like, here's something different from Frank. Make Ghostface or make Ghostface an animal, but what kind? Is he a goat? Is he a dog? A hippo? Let's check the poop.
That's how they figure out, or just like the fucking footprints. They're like, oh, it's a dog. Dun dun.
It's a cat.
It's a hamster.
Brett, get your pencil out. Here's what's going to happen. Okay, we're going to find out at the beginning of this movie. Gail's going to be cashing in a life insurance claim for $675,000. Then we're going to go ahead and continue to find out
that's very detailed.
Because she was behind this whole thing. She wanted to kill Dewey so she could get stacks, and that's the only reason. Because he left her ass in New York, and she's like, well, I don't like him anymore anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and take some stacks because legally we're still married. So I think that could be something you could look at, and there's suspect numero uno.
But it's Gail. She's like one of the most big time like news reporters out there in the world. So she's making stacks of money already. So why would she even need
stacks? You can always get more stacks, Brett. Then
I guess that's true.
I would not be happy, Brad. I would not be happy. Don't exist.
And I want to get this comment in because he is brand new to the chat. What's going on, Kevin? Welcome to Good Real Hunting, my friend. I want a killer with zero motives, and please let the killer or killers feel believable.
I'm game with that. Instead of another like explanation of, oh, I'm doing this because I'm jealous, or I'm doing this because I want to recall. You've made the whatever. Like all these explanations we've got. Something different would be great. It'd be great.
Just killing because they want to kill. Why not?
Yeah. And Ghostface is a good vehicle for that.
Do it.
Yeah, and you could Ghostface it because it's been done 100 times, and it's like, okay, I can just put a Ghostface mask on and go kill some people. Nothing to it.
Yeah, just get that feeling of kill. What if Ghostface was Dr. Sartain? Is that I need to know behind the mask of what it feels like to kill?
It could be Dr. Satan.
Dr. Satan.
Chris says, this is going back to Tara. I want Tara going to college, mirroring Scream 2's plot. Sam comes after she hears about killings on campus to protect her sister again. Well, that's a pretty legit direction to go to because Tara was in high school. So they are going to college. College is the next step. So that could be cool. And actually use the college campus feel.
And all the characters that survived Scream 5 would also be there because they were in Tara's grade. So, maybe they all just go to the same college. Why not?
That could make sense. Yeah. I just don't want to, because then you're going to be copying Scream 2. This one's felt really much like Scream 1, like beat for beat almost, which is fine. You're bringing the franchise back. But if you go that route, it's going to be like, okay, now we're following Scream 2 too. And Frank brought up a genius idea, man. Ghostface takes Manhattan.
Yeah, I was just about to click on that.
Ghostface takes Manhattan, man. Except we're like Frank. I don't know if we'll have the budget. We'll probably have to take him out to Vancouver and go through some sewers and stuff like that. But I think we can make it happen.
And freaking chat going, take your best shots, motherfucker. God. And I got Thompson because he's brought up Jenna Ortega. How did I forget that she was in this movie? Yes, Jenna Ortega might be one of the next big actors blowing up in horror. She's a great actress. She is an A24's ex as well. That shit looks good too. Absolutely, it does. Like it jumped off immediately into our most anticipated movies of 2022. And Destiny, I know you're excited for it.
Yeah, this is now my most anticipated. Now that Scream is done, as soon as I saw the trailer, I watched it at work and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to fucking see immediately. I made my friend watch it at work. I was like, watch this fucking trailer. She's like, that looks good. I was like, yeah. It just has like, I don't know. It just like, while I was watching, I was like, this just feels like me. I think I'm going to love this movie. So I cannot wait. And she's going to be in Studio 666.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think
is
she
she?
has, yeah, I don't think she has a
Oh,
big
hell
part.
yeah.
You see her for like a second in the trailer, literally. So, but she's in it. So,
Oh,
pretty
so
cool.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna go see Studio 666 in theaters now because of Jenna Ortega. Sorry, I was
Heck
getting.
yeah.
I just noticed this with Kevin's comment right here, and this could be a very good possibility. The heart of the franchise died when Dewey died, the most wholesome character in all of horror. The dude kept fighting the good fight, even when people mocked him. They did his death dirty.
I
Any
don't,
thoughts on that?
I don't have any issues
I
with
don't,
his
yeah.
death. I thought his death was fine. I thought it was very appropriate. I do like he was always my favorite in the franchise, like the most relatable for me, and the franchise. So obviously it is a little bit of a letdown, and I'm sad about it. But you know, I still think you could. There's still plenty of. I wouldn't say. I mean, for most people, I mean, I would say probably Nev would be the go to, right? I mean, I think that would be the. You know, I think she's the actual heartbeat of the franchise. But yeah, he was a big part for me.
Oh yeah, and because like Sydney Prescott just became like she brought a whole new different style of final girl into the horror franchise. So yeah, I think that she is the heartbeat of the Scream franchise too. But definitely Dewey is the good moral behind it because again, she's always just trying to fix Gail because Gail's always going on the wrong path, and Dewey's always trying to bring her back to the right path at the end. So Dewey is an excellent character. I definitely don't feel like they did his death dirty because, again, that's what Ghostface saying. It's an honor. Just because it was an honor to get to know Dewey throughout the entire franchise, too. And plus, again, like I said earlier, it was time for all the times that he has survived where he should have died. It was time, man.
Let's just all be thankful he didn't die in the first one or the second one, for
Mhm.
that matter. You know, he just got a what is it, nerve damage. You know,
Yeah, it walks with a limp.
I know. I'm sorry.
Not anymore.
I've really only have one particular question left, and it's a pretty quick one. So, Desi, is there a question that you want to ask about the future of the Scream franchise, or if you have any?
Do y'all think we'll get like an actual opening kill next movie?
Oh, kind of like
Yes.
versus the fake out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like they'll go back to their roots of the Scream franchise and have an opening death. I don't think we'll get the stab approach like in Scream 4 with all those fake deaths, but we'll definitely go back to we'll have a very strong opening death just to kind of I wouldn't say fix of what Scream 5 did, because again, that was different of having an opening like victim survive an attack. But I feel like this next opening is going to be brutal.
yeah, I think I think it is gonna. They're gonna do an opening death. To me personally, I think what I would do is gonna be it's gonna be directly after the events of Scream 5. I mean, they're gonna think everything is fine and dandy, and somebody's gonna get a phone call and they're gonna get murked like that. I think that's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who, I don't know what, but I think that's going to be the opening kill, and that's going to put us right back into this territory.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I definitely think we'll get one, but like you said, I'm glad that they didn't do it in Scream 5 because that was cool. It was different. So, but I think we'll get one again because like, oh, we teased y'all, but now here you go, your opening iconic death.
Yeah, especially you got bringing that new group of generation of fans too to kind of get them the full taste of what a Scream movie is about and get that rifle opening kill for sure.
Yeah.
So, Brad, do you have another question you want to throw out there?
No.
Okay. I got one more question left. With this movie being they just called it Scream, so like Scream of 2022, or as I saw someone in the comments said earlier, this movie is really called Cream.
Ugh, I hate that.
Yeah, I know, I don't like it either. But so what would you name the next Scream movie? Like, or like, would you do like Scream 6, or just keep calling it Scream, or call it Scream Resurrection? No,
No.
trust me, Chad paid me to say that. Don't hurt me.
That's the trick, Brett. Man,
Six.
that's what Scream kills.
Scream kills.
Oh my gosh!
You know,
no.
I always see the title "Scream Again," which I like that. I think it's kind of fun. It's like playful, but I don't know. I don't want no weird fucking anything added really onto it. I would just stick with the Scream 6.
Yeah, I know like why the marketing team doesn't do that, because they don't want to make the movie seem to feel like old. But come on, like we don't care. Like, we know it's old. Just call it 6, because like what's the one movie, Destiny, like, oh yeah, with the Purge franchise, the 4th movie is called the First Purge.
Purge.
Don't do anything like that. Like, that's stupid. But
I'll make it
The first Scream.
the
oh
first
gosh,
Scream.
the first Scream.
Still
Yeah.
screaming, baby.
Oh yeah, still screaming. Scream Forever. See, that would have been a cool title. The 4th one, Scream
The
Forever.
Forever Scream.
Oh my
Yeah, there you
gosh.
go.
We're just now copying the Purge franchise here.
Kevin threw out a what if the opening death, the cops catch the killer, and it's more of a cerebral interrogation cat and mouse film with a container. I'm sorry, what'd you say? Contained killer plays mind games with the cops. That could be cool.
Freaking John
yeah,
Doe man from 7.
yeah, something like that, or like a cat and mouse deal, like where he's playing. He is kind of egging people on, like, kind of like a Zodiac killer kind of deal. Where he's kind of giving clues and stuff to people to help, reveal his idea. Like something something fresh and different would be awesome. I think that would be cool. If he's calling the police department saying, "I'm about to kill some fools," and he goes over there and does it. Like, I don't know. That could be cool.
I'm getting one more poll in before we close out here. If anybody's excited for Scream 6, which and the Stu poll, 81% said no. So it was dominant that people do not want Stu to come back into the Scream franchise. Not just because we don't want it, just because, again, like we've been saying, it's just when it makes sense.
Right.
No, if they would have done that, I mean, they should have done it earlier, which I know that was the plan for Scream 3 and it just didn't work out. But if they are going to bring back Stu, they should have already done it. I think it's too late for that now.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you're just creating like yourself kind of like in a creative difficulty to try to explain where he's been. So that's just my opinion. Like, but again, if they want to go ahead and like Frank said earlier, be ballsy with it and do bring back Stewie, I'm all game for it.
Stewie, dude.
Stewie Griffin?
Stewie!
Yes! No, if they brought back Stu, yeah, I would be all game for it. Like, absolutely no complaints here. But again, I would have my concerns.
Cole says to do it like the Devil's Rejects, man. They're on the run. They're trying to get to the Kiki Palms Motel, man, before sun goes down. Like, have a good time. I like it, man. Play a little Midnight Rider.
And the Ghostface and the Roger L. Jackson voice, here to do the devil's work. God, that would be so cool. Okay, so as we're closing up here, do y'all have like any last comments on just Scream 5, Scream 6, Scream 7, Scream 8, Scream 9, or just the future of the Scream franchise?
Hopefully they don't fuck it up.
That's what
because we never got one bad movie yet, so they do need to continue that trend. Because oh gosh, imagine if they got a Scream movie and it's bad. All hell's going to break loose.
I don't think these guys are going to make a bad movie.
They will. Yeah, I really don't think it's going to be bad, but like I just don't want it. Be ballsy, but don't be too far fetched. Do something crazy, but don't make it like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because like I want these movies to do well. I really want them to do well. I want them to be great, obviously. So I just just deliver me a good Scream movie, and I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, and all will be right in the world. Absolutely. So here we go. Well, first off, before what's coming up on Good Road Hunting, Destiny, do you have anything coming up on other people's channels? I know you've been doing your Instagram lives, which you have been knocking it right out of the park with those, especially at yesterday's, where you did the heart design one, because that was really fun. Any future ideas with those Instagram lives, or just being on other people's channels?
I definitely am going to do them more. Try to do them once a week, maybe even 2 times a week. It's basically like I like to do them on the weekends when I'm off. And then if I'm just feeling like I want to do it one night during the weekday, I'll kind of do it. Like yesterday, I wasn't really planning on it. And then I got home and I was like, maybe I should. So it's just kind of like whenever. But I definitely try to do one at least on the weekends. And then next week on Fear Freaks, which it should be on Thursday next week, we'll be covering Valentine, 2001 Valentine. So excited for that.
Oh,
Woo.
Denise Richards. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then the next week after that, we plan on covering Happy Death Day to You, which will be a first time watch for me. So
Awesome.
not sure what day that is, but and then Back from the Dead coming up.
Yes.
But I think besides that, I think that's it, I believe.
All right, that's awesome. And guys, in the description down below here of this video, is all of Destiny's social medias of like how you can get access to the Fear Freaks podcast with the playlist. I have that down there, so you can watch Destiny and Brayden just go at it because sometimes they do go at it. And then also her Instagram link is down there. So if you want to follow her and just hit that notification bell so you know when she does go live on those Instagrams lives, you know. So all that will be in the description below.
Woo!
Hell yeah. So what's coming up on Good Real Hunting? Brad, I'm going to show this first. If I'm going to immediately play a video, which you can talk for the video, about the real March Madness.
Yes, dude, that's going to be starting up February the 23rd, officially, I believe. Be on the lookout. So what this essentially is
here you go.
Oh, here we go. Here's the schedule. We got a schedule. Starting 23rd is going to be round 1. So what this is a 64-team bracket, obviously kind of tailored from the March Madness with basketball, where we picked a topic. Actually, you guys picked a topic for us. You voted for 80s movies. So what we did is we put 64 80s movies in a bracket, all seeded out, of course. We're going to freaking figure out who comes out on top in the championship game, starting with round 1 on February the 23rd. These should all be live shows starting at 7 p.m. on each of these. And it's going to be an awesome time, man. There's going to be a lot of good matchups. Look for a bracket reveal coming pretty soon. We're not sure if we're going to do that live or pre-recorded yet, 100%, but that's going to be coming up around the corner where we're going to reveal the bracket and talk about some of our most anticipated matchups of round 1. And obviously we'll get you guys some brackets you guys can fill out as well. So we'd like to see what you guys are going to have when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will absolutely love to see Destiny's bracket be filled out with those 80s movies, because I bet she'll have Sleepaway Camp in the Final Four.
Yeah, it might.
Half the ones you've been watching I haven't seen, so I'm just like,
I
haven't seen like half of these.
Yes, I don't know what he's watching, so I'm just going to keep scrolling. But
whichever one, which name I like better.
That's pretty much all you gotta do, because that's kind of like what Mom does for NCAA March Madness. She'll pick like, the coolest jerseys, or teams that have like kind of like a foul in their name. So that's how so do something cool like that. Like, and for everybody else, we will reveal the bracket, and we will love to see everybody's predictions to see what the tournament will look like. And also coming up on Good Real Hunting, we got the Halo Screen Review Series, which is kind of like what we did with Friday the 13th last year with a bunch of channels. We'll be doing that with the Halloween franchise. We'll be working with the Dark Ether Files podcast with Caleb and Agent Carter. We got Camp Blood Media with Josh. We got the J-Man from the J-Man's Movie Cave. We got Bacon Pew Pew with Bacon Pew Pew channel. Destiny, we got your ever co-host of the Fear Freaks, Brandon Timmons. He is a huge Halloween fan. And we also got the Wolfman, Michael from Mega Movie Seeds, that will be joining us. And on Fauci Live, we will reveal one more YouTube channel that will be a part of this series as well. And speaking of Matt Fauci, at 9:10, so coming up here pretty shortly, I will be on his channel for Watch Until You Drop, the debut episode, as we're doing a watch party for Scary Movie. And Brad, how about you tell people what they can expect on Valentine's Day right here?
Oh, Brettman and I are doing the top 10 Sorry, I lost my voice. Pretman and I are doing the our top 10 romantic comedy movies, rom-coms, if you will. So it's gonna be a lot
Yay.
of fun, a little something different. We figured we'd throw at you guys, and it was a fun ranking. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, and I have to put one on there for my top 10, or Destiny will kill me. She'll know exactly what that movie is when that video comes out. So that will be coming out on Monday. Usually we've been doing our What's Awesome About videos on Mondays, but we're going to move it up an extra day for Tuesday, as we will release our What's Awesome About The Batman Begins. We are finally into the Christopher Nolan trilogy of the Batman saga. We have been working really hard to get to this point, and gosh almighty, this is where the fun really begins here, Brad.
Yeah, man, can't wait for this, man.
Yeah, and I also got a new wig too, and I will be wearing this new wig when we've been doing the Thor watch along for the Justice League for the Infinity Saga Watch Party series, and I'll be on the House of the Living Dead with Chris Snyder, and that will be on February the 18th. And last but not least, Destiny already mentioned it before, February the 20th. I believe we're still playing noon right now. If anything changes, we'll be sure to let you all know. We'll be doing the horror movie anniversaries for the month of February, which again, that'll be the integrals of 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and also the 1 year movies. And I see 2 movies on this thumbnail, Destiny, that we challenge each other to watch. So I'm excited to talk about those.
Me
Saint
too.
Ma, dude.
Yes, sir. So, Destiny, thank you so much for being our guest here to talk about Scream. Anytime we want to talk about Scream, we always want you on here. I know we'll do a Scream 6 prediction video when it gets closer. So, Destiny, thank you so much.
Of
Yeah,
course.
always a
Also,
pleasure.
whose hair was that for your wig?
Oh, that's mine. I actually grew it out.
Don't lie to me, Pretman.
Wow, magic.
No, I'm serious. Like Head and Shoulders. A guy named
Like,
Cameron England told me about it.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Chat keeps asking me to say these jokes. So, guys, we are actually going to get out here. So, thank you, everybody in the chat. It was booming tonight. So, thank you so much for that. I always feel guilty for not addressing every comment, but y'all were just going rapid pace tonight. So, I'll try to do better on that in the future. Everybody listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you so much for listening in. Brad, where else can everybody find our channel?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, Snapchat. Not really. Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Those links are down below for you to find.
Yeah, we're getting rid of the Snapchat game. But with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, and we will see you guys for the next one. Because this
Cool
days, you got to have yourself a sequel.
Cool party.
Yeah.